The final stop on the road to WrestleMania 40 is officially behind us. The 2024 Elimination Chamber event has come to an end. We had 4 matches, 5 if you count the pre-show, and a Grayson Waller effect, featuring Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. With all of the beautiful sights and views of Western Australia, the WWE has left behind the final stop on the road to WrestleMania, which in such has left me and the entirety of the United States insanely sleep deprived. But the question is, was all of it worth it? Let's discuss. But before I get into it, you guys do your boy a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notify bell, and comment down below your thoughts on my videos. Check out my social media accounts and the links in the description. And with that said, let's break down the show. The Women's Elimination Chamber match, in my opinion, and I think that many people agree with this, was the match of the night. Every single competitor came out of this match looking better and stronger than they did going in. Bianca Belair put on quite the show herself, doing all kind of cool new moves, flips. She was selling like crazy. Liv Morgan was showing off her creativity throughout the match. Raquel Rodriguez looked like an absolute dominant force. Tiffany Stratton was the crowd favorite by far. She had a breakout performance in front of 50,000 plus fans in attendance. She is going to have quite the career, and I cannot wait to see what comes next. And Naomi didn't get to last too long in this match, as she was the first person eliminated by Tiffany Stratton. We had some cool spots in this match, one being when Tiffany Stratton took a dive off of one of the pods, another being when Liv Morgan did the same thing but did a leg drop onto Raquel. Bianca Belair continuously showed off her strength and crazy athleticism. The final 3 in this match came down to Becky Lynch, Bianca, and Liv Morgan. The 3 women who going into this match were always the 3 most likely to win it, which is exactly how it should have been. And my question going in was, how was Bianca going to be eliminated? Because we all knew who was actually going to win this match. So Bianca attempts a KOD on Becky Lynch, and Becky counters, lands on her feet, and quickly from behind, Liv Morgan rolls up Bianca Belair for the 1, 2, 3, and Becky Lynch instantly, with no hesitation, hits Liv Morgan with the manhandle slam and picks up the victory. And now she is going on to WrestleMania to face the winner of the main event in that night's match between Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. If I were to give this match a star rating, I would give it at least a 4, because this match from start to finish had me entertained despite pretty much already knowing who was going to win it. But at the end of the day, it's not about the result, whether it's predictable or not. It's about how we get there. And I liked how we got there. The undisputed WWE Tag Team title match. You can also argue that this was the best match of the night. I might have it at second, but this, just like the Women's Chamber match, from start to finish. And I would even say that this match was the least predictable of the night, even though most of us still knew that the result was going to be Priest and Balor retaining. There may have been a few moments throughout this match where I thought that maybe they'll do a swerve and have them lose. The crowd was hot throughout this match. The crowd kept on having fun with Dominic Mysterio. They even had to black out the screen for a few seconds because, from what I understand, the front row was flipping off Dom, and they obviously couldn't show that on screen. Eventually, the referee kicked Dominic from ringside because he was caught cheating by putting Finn Balor's foot under the rope during a pinfall. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate were putting on a show as if their crush was watching them in the front row. They were doing spin moves, backflips. Pete Dunne was doing all type of weird twists and weird things to Finn Balor's fingers that made it seem like he had a personal agenda against him. And Finn did a great job after the match at selling his finger in his hand to make it seem like he was legitimately injured. But yeah, in the end, the Judgment Day comes out on top and they retain their undisputed WWE Tag Team titles. And another star rating, if I was to give this match one, would at least be 3 3/4. Another good match with a predictable ending, but it has replay value. And now we get to the most hyped up bathroom break in pay-per-view history, the Grayson Waller effect, with Austin Theory, Cody Rhodes, and Seth Rollins. We came into this segment thinking that there was a chance that they would set up something humongous, and in reality, this just felt like another SmackDown or Raw promo. Like, this had no business being on this pay-per-view because we had no definitive answers to anything, not really. But I'm not going to act like nothing came out of this because there were a couple of things that were worthy of discussion. So Seth Rollins announces that he is days away from being medically cleared to compete, so he will definitely be ready for WrestleMania. And the biggest news from this event is that Cody Rhodes challenges The Rock for a one-on-one match. And he specifically says that he has a clear calendar between now and WrestleMania, which indicates that this match will happen before his Night 2 main event against Roman Reigns. But between now and WrestleMania, as of right now, there is no special event announced. So if that match is to take place, the only thing I can see realistically happening is that match happening on Night 1 of WrestleMania, because there is no way that The Rock is going to compete on a random episode of Friday Night SmackDown or on Raw, and they can possibly add the stipulation of the winner of that match faces Roman on Night 2 for the titles. And yeah, that's the only thing I can think of. Like, yeah, there's no way that that match is happening anytime but Night 1 of WrestleMania. But my question besides that is, how does Seth Rollins play into this? Because he once again said that he has Cody Rhodes back, and whenever this match happens, he will be right there because the bloodline is always going to be behind The Rock and Roman. And the theory being thrown out there was that Cody Rhodes and The Rock have been planning something and are tricking Roman Reigns this entire time. But if Cody Rhodes is coming out here challenging The Rock to one-on-one matches, then I think we can throw that theory in the garbage. And speaking of throwing theories in the garbage, during this segment, we get a tease of the breakup between Austin Theory and Grayson Waller when Austin takes the mic out of Grayson Waller's hand so he can be in the spotlight, and that makes Grayson Waller visually upset. And Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes goes on to attack Austin Theory, and Grayson Waller just sits back and lets it happen. So with that, this could be a tease of one of them turning face. People on Twitter were saying that it's Austin Theory's face turn, but the way this looked, it seemed like a Grayson Waller face turn. So, I don't know, we're going to see what happens with this. And another thing to add is that on SmackDown, Roman Reigns told Grayson Waller something in his ear, and he said that this is for your ears and your ears only. And it seemed like it was going to be something that Roman wanted Grayson Waller to announce during this segment, and we got nothing. Nothing happened. The most we got was Grayson saying, acknowledge Roman Reigns, acknowledge your tribal chief. Nothing happened. So what was the point of that? At the end of the day, this segment was kind of pointless. Like I said, it was a glorified bathroom break. So yeah. The men's Elimination Chamber match. Although this wasn't as good as the women's match, this one was pretty fun in itself. It was violent. We got a lot of story beats out of this match. And yeah, it was a fun time. Randy Orton came out to a humongous pop. The visual of the fans behind him as he does his pose was a beautiful sight. But what wasn't beautiful was the way that Randy was selling his back throughout this match. It had me legitimately worried that he was really hurt, because we know that he was out for nearly 2 years with that back injury. And I don't know what their reason for having Randy sell this was, because to me, it kind of slowed down the match. But at the same time, I guess I understand, because it makes the structure of the Elimination Chamber seem that much more violent to endure and that much more painful. Bobby Lashley was the first to be eliminated from this match by Drew McIntyre. And Bobby had that injury angle on SmackDown after the attack by Karrion Kross. So instantly then, we knew that Bobby wasn't winning anyways. I seen a story that Kevin Owens delivered this chokeslam for a Make-A-Wish kid that he met, and that's a pretty cool story. But Kevin Owens was eliminated by Randy Orton after an RKO. Drew McIntyre then takes advantage of an attack by AJ Styles to LA Knight after AJ comes into the chamber and hits LA Knight from behind with a steel chair, and Drew picks up the pinfall. AJ Styles has to be the hater of the year already. You're telling me that in kayfabe, he flew, 16 hours from America to Australia just out of pure hatred for LA Knight? AJ Styles, man, that is dedication to the hate game right there. The standout performer of this match was Logan Paul, as he continues to show us that he is taking this WWE stuff seriously. He is definitely the greatest celebrity wrestler of all time, and despite how you feel about him, it's the truth. The final three in this match was Logan Paul himself, Randy Orton, and Drew McIntyre. The way that Logan Paul was eliminated was comedic. He was doing some kind of pose, and out of the frame, Randy Orton comes out of nowhere and hits an RKO, and we are left with the final two men, Randy and Drew, until Logan Paul shows that he too has an inner AJ Styles with being an absolute hater, as he knocks out Randy Orton from behind with the brass knuckles, and Drew McIntyre once again takes advantage of someone else's work, pins Randy Orton, and he is your 2024 Men's Elimination Chamber match winner, as he will go on to face Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. And the theme of this night so far, as you can see, is predictable endings, but absolutely fun matches regardless. Now, I will admit, by this point, it was around 5 a.m. Pacific, and I dozed off at least 87 times during this match for a few seconds, but it wasn't because of the quality of the match. It was just so early in the morning. But yeah, I'm going to have to give this one a rewatch because I don't have a proper star rating for this one. I would guess at least a 3.75 based off of what I remember. But yeah, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, that should be a fun match at WrestleMania. Maybe they will add Sami Zayn into the mix. I would rather a one-on-one match because I want Drew McIntyre to have his moment and win that title in front of the fans, even though he's a heel, but that's a discussion for another video. And the main event, Nia Jax versus Rhea Ripley. The two hometown girls, well, kind of. Nia Jax was just born there, but Rhea Ripley, the true hometown girl, with her family in the front row. Real quick, Rhea Ripley's sister looks exactly like NXT Rhea. It's kind of scary. Like, oh my god, they out here cloning. But anyway, the crowd went absolutely berserk when Rhea Ripley's music hit. She was overwhelmed with emotions, and she put on a performance that she and the fans will never forget. And we have to admit that Nia Jax, ever since she returned, looks like she is in her absolute bag. She was beating down Rhea for the majority of this match, but both of these women were doing extremely powerful moves to each other. Rhea Ripley with the superplex off of the top rope, Nia Jax putting Rhea through the announce table, and Rhea landing on the monitors, and my god, that had to hurt. There was a quick funny moment when the crowd was poking fun at Nia Jax after she missed a leg drop, and they started chanting "My hole." This was, in my opinion, Nia Jax's best match of her entire career. I've noticed that she has improved, especially after that Becky Lynch match on Raw a few weeks back, but I wasn't sure that she was actually capable of putting on a main event quality match like this, especially with 50,000 fans in attendance with all of the pressure on you. Nia Jax and Rhea Ripley put on a damn good women's main event pay-per-view match. And in the end, Rhea Ripley hits the Riptide on Nia Jax. 1, 2, 3, and she retains the Women's World Heavyweight Championship, and she will defend it at WrestleMania against the winner of the Women's Elimination Chamber match earlier in the night, Becky Lynch. Rhea celebrates with all of the pyro going on in the background, the fans of her homeland going crazy, her family right there watching it all happen. This had to be the highlight of her career, if not her life. You could just see it in her face, the tears, the emotions, the smile. For one night only, Rhea Ripley was the biggest babyface in the WWE. It's going to be so hard to ever boo this woman because, my God, she is just great. And this moment was beautiful. And there you have it. The 2024 Elimination Chamber event is now behind us, and we can now focus on shaping up the match card for WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia. My final thoughts on this show is that although every single match on the card had a predictable winner, they were all entertaining from start to finish as well. There weren't really any points in these matches where I thought that they can swerve us and have anybody else win, besides maybe that tag team match. And usually for wrestling shows, predictability would kill it, but for some reason, I was fairly entertained every single match, despite knowing who was going to win. It was a hell of a drag waking up at 2 a.m. to watch this show, but I have no regrets, and I'm glad I did because I think that this was a fun, engaging show that told a lot of stories and let us have a clearer picture of what's going to happen at WrestleMania. And a quick side note, there are a couple of things that superstars that weren't involved in this event let us know through social media, starting with another hometown superstar, Bronson Reed. When he didn't win his chamber qualifying match, most of us were shocked and were confused as to why he wouldn't be involved in this event at all. And here's his tweet explaining why he missed the show, and it's actually pretty positive news as he announced that him and his wife had their baby early, thus changing plans as he was originally slated to be on this show. But he made sure to make time for his family, and that is awesome news for Bronson Reed. But in some not so awesome news, it's not really news, it's just a post from CM Punk, and it's pretty sad actually, as he let it be known that he was having a rough day not being a part of the chamber event. And yeah, we can all understand that. We knew that he was supposed to win that chamber match and not Drew McIntyre, so seeing that happen, it can't be easy. So prayers for Punk. He will be back and better than that. Okay, I'm lying. He might not be. He's going to be older. But yeah, that sucks. Poor Punk, but he'll be back. But anyways, leave your thoughts in the comment section below. What did you guys think of this show? Was it worth the watch? Was it worth waking up early in the morning if you had to? What was your favorite match of the night? Your star ratings, and what you think is going to happen on the rest of the road to WrestleMania. Do your boy a favor, hit that like button, hit that notify bell, subscribe to my channel, follow my social media accounts in the description, especially my Twitter. Please follow my Twitter. Anyways, let me know what you guys think of the show. You guys have a good day and stay smooth.